Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Bedrock modded. I'm I'm not really going to call it a tutorial, but sort of a tutorial kind of thing. This is more really just kind of a test thing to test out some designs. On my Sky Cube, I wanted to set up a mob farm just for just for getting some of these extra resources that you can get from a mob farm, like you can get glowstone and bottles and that kind of stuff. So I wanted to set it up on my sky block, and this is kind of the design that I came up with. Now let me go over it first, and then I'm going to tell you what the problems are with this. And there are two basic problems with this setup. So what I have up here is just a single cage too high. Enderman will spawn in there, though. Even though it's too high, Enderman will spawn in here. It doesn't matter if there's a solid block on top or not. Endermen still spawn. That's problem number one, because as soon as Endermen spawn in here, they'll teleport. And if they don't teleport and you hit them, then even if you hit them in the feet, they're going to teleport, and then they're going to be mad at you and try to attack you if you're in survival. That's the major problem with this mob farm. By the way, this is basic machinery and basic machinery expansion. So you have to have both of those installed in order to do this hostile mob farm. But I basically just got a little too high tube there. I've got these slabs around the bottom to keep the babies from, jumping out at you. That presents problem number two. Problem number two is that spiders will spawn here, and they don't. If you use solid blocks right here, they pop right out of it. So you do not want to use solid blocks around the bottom. You want to use these slabs. If you use a slab, the spider will spawn right here, but he'll stay there. Now the issue is, if you don't kill him right away, and more mobs will spawn. Remember, in Bedrock Edition, there is no entity cramming, so you can have 1 million mobs in there, and they'll all be in there. So as soon as other mobs start spawning, they'll push that spider out, and he'll pop out of there. So yeah, that's problem number two. That's really the only two problems with this mob farm. Other than that, this thing works super good, and it's really, really simple. So let me get over here and I can kind of show you what's going on over here. So I've got the mob farm. It's hooked up to this power supply right here. These are just the advanced solar panels. I have a sticky piston here, and that turns it off. The connection here, don't worry about that. That's not really an issue. So this needs to be a sticky piston, though, because watch what happens. See, it pulls it back in there, it activates it, and we get our mob spawns, right? So this will allow you to turn it off. You just push that little piece of cable, out of the way, or pull it back in. That's why this needs to be a sticky piston. So you need to have be able to get a hold of some slimes in order to, one slime at least, in order to do this. Right now, see what I was talking about? That spider spawned up there, and as soon as this creeper spawned, that pushed that spider out of there. Yeah, that's an issue with this mob farm, and I have not figured out a way to fix that. Yeah, I've tried solid blocks down here. I've tried bringing the blocks down even farther. So yeah, the issue, the only way to get around it is to make this a lot bigger. But let's oh boy. Raining. It's been raining like crazy here. I don't know what it is about this particular world that likes to rain. Yeah, the way to get around that spider issue. Now, this doesn't solve the Enderman issue, but to get around the spider issue from them popping out is to make this bigger and use water. You would use a water block here, pour over the top of this, and push them down into a little area here. It'd have to be 3 wide for the spiders. It'd have to be 3 wide, and then push them down into the front here. So that's the only way to get around the spider issue. I didn't do that for this because I wanted something very compact. So yeah. So here I've just got a magnet connected up to another advanced solar panel. The magnet just pulls stuff out of there. Magnet will pull stuff in a 5-block area, puts it in the hopper and puts it in the chest. So yeah, so you turn it on, they'll start spawning here. Yeah, they're there. Oh, see, that Enderman just he spawned and then teleported away. So here's the spiders. Now see, he'll stay there until another mob spawns, and you can kill him pretty easily. I've got a gold diamond pickaxe here, but the issue is if you're on a regular world, you're going to get Endermen all over the place. Now, what you could do, of course, is set up a little mushroom kind of thing and hide underneath it, and then just look at them and they'll come after you and you can kill them that way. But as far as the mob farm is concerned, yeah, that's kind of the issue with this particular mob farm. And it's the same with the water too. We don't have any sort of, there isn't really any sort of like vector plates or mob fans. On Java Edition, Dark Utilities has vector plates that you can use, which work really well. And they work with Enderman too. They'll push them towards the point where your mob masher is, for example. And then, of course, they have mob grinding utils, which has the mob masher, which works really well. And the mob fans, which will push mobs in certain directions, so you can push them right into the thing. Now, there is a mob masher on this one. It works in a kind of an area, but it will also damage you. So in this sort of setup, it's not recommended that you use the mob masher. It will kill them. So if you wanted to, make a if you wanted to make a mob farm that, was just automatic, you just get the loot, you could use the mob masher. I don't think, though, it gives you player drops, and that's the only issue with that. You won't get these player drops, and really all the good stuff comes from player drops. So yeah, now I may be wrong about that, but it doesn't seem like you get the player drops with that mob masher. But again, I may be wrong on that. But in this setup, the mob masher works in like a 3-block area, I think. So in this setup, the mob masher would be damaging you as well, because it damages everything within that area. And Enderman still teleports, so it's not really that big of a thing. So, but it is useful if you want to, have a mob farm where you just want to get, automatic, where it automatically kills people or kills the mobs. So this was the best I could come up with on setting it up. Now, on my Sky Cube, of course, the issue is going to be I don't have all this flat world like this here. I don't have. Oh, by the way, I'm running the RTX texture pack on this just for something different. And it's got a few graphical issues with it. It hasn't been updated. The texture pack hasn't been updated for the new versions of Bedrock Edition. So yeah, there's some graphical. I noticed running vanilla Bedrock Edition, there were some graphical issues as well. So yeah, the last update they did on this, it kind of screwed up some things, it seems like. Now, one thing I can do in the flat world or in the Sky Cube, because it will be up in the air, so I could fix it so that Enderman couldn't teleport, and you do it like you do basically with an end farm. You put water on top, and you would cover cover the whole top of this thing with water, and then put it way out away from your base. I forget the exact amount, but it's pretty far. Enderman can teleport quite a ways. And of course, you'd have to create non-spottable spaces. So you'd have to use, top slabs, for example, on the pathway, so they wouldn't. Oh, I think that's clouds actually. That's doing that. I can't see any clouds though. I think it's clouds that are actually causing that. Yeah, I don't think this. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, you can see the cloud right there. Yeah, so you'd have to use top slabs, for example, on your path out there, and you'd have to cover a good portion of it in water. It's a lot of work for something that I don't really think is worth it. So, yeah, I'm probably, I wanted to do this for the mob drops because I've got the element exchange table. I can use some of these mob drops in the element exchange table, and it just gives you some stuff like sugar and glass bottles and copper, iron. You get a few extra things on it. I'll probably go ahead and do this on the it's not the flat world, on the Sky Cube. Just set it up like this. But yeah, we just don't really have a good way you can have get Enderman, and the spiders are an issue, of course, as well. Other than that, this little setup works really well. Super simple to make. It's really, really super simple to make. And then you can just sit here and just whack on them as they come up. There's no sense building a mob farm for XP because Basic Machinery has an XP generator. So, this isn't there's no reason to make a mob farm for XP. XP really isn't an issue with this. It's if you want to get the player drops, or player drops, or gunpowder if you want to make rockets for your elytra. The witches are good because they drop redstone, they drop sticks, they drop glass bottles. You can sometimes get a potion from them. You can see the babies can't get out of there either. So yeah, this little setup works pretty good for what it is. Again, though, we've got XP generators. So this would just be for mob drops that you want to collect and pick up, for whatever reason, gunpowder, for example, or something like that. And of course, if you're just going to do it for that, if you don't want the player drops, you could set up the mob masher on it, and it's just, and it will automatically kill stuff. You could basically set it up on one of these sides over here, and, you can move this over one and set the mob masher up this way. You could run your chest this way, for example, and set up the mob masher here, and then it could be powered by the same way here. Let's see if we can set that up real quick. I forget what it's called. I thought it was Monster Masher. Okay, so let's do that. Look at all that stuff. We're going to take that off. Boy, look at all this junk. So if we run our chest this way, like so, and then have the hopper going the other way. Not a lot of room in here. I put the fence up because the slimes were like just, you know, they added the slimes to Bedrock Edition. We didn't have to use to worry about slimes. Now I think this. I wonder if I don't know if it has to be on the same level. Let's put it there, and then we'll add a. Okay, that should power. This rain. I don't know what it is on this. It just rains all the time here. It's crazy. Okay, so let me get rid of all this junk here. String is a good thing to have. You can make wool out of it. And it's super useful, especially on your Skyblock or Otherworld. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can turn this on. Now, will this power this, or do we need to... probably going to need to add another... Well, it did hit it. Okay. It's not really enough, though, is it? Let's do that right there. Let me go into survival here. Yeah, see the spiders are an issue here. Is it going to get me? Oh, it does. Yeah. See, it'll get you too. How much does it do? Oh. I mean, it works, so. Yeah, it needs to really kind of be quicker about it, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly. No, that's not what I wanted. Can I get one of those? There we go. Let's see if that'll speed it up. You can see the Endermans still teleport, though. Yeah, they're just drinking potions. Yeah, it's not quick. It's not very quick, is it? Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know if that's... I really don't know if that's a good solution or not. You might be better off just making the larger one. And then I think there's spikes that are in... Is there no spikes in here? I thought there was. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I don't see them in here. Unless they're under something different. Yeah, spikes might work. But anyways, yeah, so this is... see that Enderman? He just teleported. Yeah, it's a real issue. There's just no way to make a good Enderman farm with this setup. Because it doesn't matter. They're going to teleport away. Yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it. Even if you use the mob mesher, they're going to teleport out of there. And that mob mesher, I don't know, it's pretty slow. So it's probably not even going to kill these witches because they can just heal themselves. So yeah, that may be an issue as well. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of go over this. This is actually a pretty good little setup for for just whacking them if you want to get the drops. Again, there's an EXP generator. So this is not really, this isn't for, getting EXP. This is for if you just want to get some of the drops on it. But yeah, so just a little, I've got it set up 3x3, but honestly, you don't really need the corners. I put this in here to kind of, to help, to see if it would keep the spiders in there, but it doesn't really. So you don't really need the corners. You just need the four cardinal positions, and it's just too high, and I've got a block up there so they don't burn up from the sun. Yeah, so a sticky piston, that turns it off. It just pushes this cable out of the way. Got a magnet here, which just grabs the drops and dumps them into the, with a conveyor, dumps it into the chest, and then just some solar panels to kind of power the whole thing. That's all you need. So yeah, if you want a quick and dirty little mob farm, this works out pretty well. So anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.